welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aisha. I'm a certified trauma-informed coach and manifestation guide. And before we get into today's video, I do want to announce that I have a new course launching. It is all about how to transform your self-concept to prepare you to be a healthy and happy partner in preparation for marriage. So it's everything that I did that got me to become the woman I needed to become to be married. And if you follow along with it, it goes step by step on things like how to heal your nervous system, attachment style, communicating love languages, etc., etc. There is so much information packed into this. I really made sure that you will get all the value that you need. You have all the information at your fingertips, and it is self-paced so that you have the flexibility to take it as you need. Everybody is on a different path. We all have a different timeline for our healing and our readiness to upgrade our self-concept. So I really wanted to make sure that this course was flexible in that way so that you could calmly and confidently navigate the course material and upgrade your self-concept. It will be released on July 5th. And there will be some payment options, so don't you worry. It is accessible for everybody. There will be also a custom coaching component built into it so that you get answers to your questions and you have the support that you need to reap the most benefit from this course. I'm really excited to share this with you, and I can't wait for the course to launch. And anyways, let's get into today's video. So, as a good coach does, I'm constantly educating myself on different topics of spirituality and personal development and trying to gain a new perspective in order for me to deliver information to you all that is digestible in different ways. And what I mean by that is two people can read the same book and get two entirely different perspectives from it. And two teachers can teach the same subject, and a student might benefit from how one teacher teaches versus the other. And so since it's just me here running all of this, I like to broaden my perspective and challenge my ways of thinking to expand on simple ideas to help you understand manifestation from all facets, from every angle, so that if you don't get it yet, one of these videos is going to be the light bulb moment that you're just going to click and you're going to get it and you're going to really resonate with something that I'm saying. And that is my intention with every video, that what I create here, one of you watching is meant to hear that message. Even if it's only one person who benefits from hearing the message, I'm happy to produce this content because I know that when I started my manifestation journey, sometimes I'd watch 6, 7, 8 different videos and I still wouldn't get it. I still wouldn't grasp it. And then the 9th, 10th, or 11th video would give me these little tidbits, and at some point it would just hit me and I would be like, oh, I get it. And sometimes it took even longer to understand some of the more complex principles of manifestation and some of the nuance of manifestation, because all of us coaches and teachers, we're teaching from a different perspective. I can only teach from my own life experience. I can only teach from how I see things. There are beliefs that I share with many other manifestation coaches and beliefs that I don't share with them. And so if you find benefit in anything that I'm saying, I feel as though I'm doing my job, because I'm here to serve the people who watch this channel, to give you all hope and an understanding so that manifesting is easy. Because when you do finally get manifesting, when you do finally resonate with something, it gets easier and easier. And I find that to be true on my own manifestation journey. The more content I consume and analyze and assess and journal about and ask myself, how do I feel? How do I understand this? Do I agree with this or not? The easier it becomes for me to then take a confident stance in how I move through and navigate my manifestations. So I know that was a really long intro, and I think it's important that we get into it because I think what I'm sharing today, I know that what I'm sharing today, in fact, is going to help some people really crack this egg wide open. So I watched a video and the speaker was talking about how some people are lucky to know what they want to become when they are a child and when they grow up, like in terms of their career choice. We all know people like that. Like they were a kid and they wanted to be a fireman and they grew up and they actually became a fireman, or they wanted to be a doctor and they actually became a doctor, or they wanted to be a singer or an actress and they actually did that. I know that there are plenty of examples out in the world of people who they decided when they were young that they were going to do something. And what really got me is that he called it luck. And normally I would agree. Normally I'm like, that is really lucky. That is a blessing for sure. But the more that I thought about it, I was like, but nothing happens from luck. We don't manifest from luck. We don't get things by chance. I mean, sometimes chance happens, but chance tends to happen unconsciously. And what I mean by that is the more conscious you become, the more chance and luck and coincidence feel like, oh no, actually I just manifested this. Of course this had to happen because this is going to lead to this. And especially hindsight is 2020. So when we think about any time we've been lucky or something good has come our way or an opportunity we weren't expecting to come has arrived, if we really track back to what our desire was, it had to have happened for a reason. It didn't just happen by accident. And so when we think about children who had this dream and had this vision and grew up and actually did it, was it luck or were they just stubborn? Were they just persistent? Did they just refuse to quit on their dream? And really sit with this thought and try to answer it for yourself, because I'm not here to give you things to believe in. What I'm here to do is share my beliefs and you get to decide whether you're going to believe and follow them or not. I'm sharing them from a space of, I found value in it, and maybe you will too, and maybe that value will contribute to your success and manifestation. That is my one goal. That is my one manifestation here with this channel, is that something that I offer you today or any day is building your beliefs. It's building your confidence. It's helping you to grow into the woman that you desire to be, because I feel as though if we all had people in the world do what they desire to do and not question it and not doubt it and not second guess themselves at every corner, and truly just followed their heart and followed what they knew that they were meant to do and what they knew they desired to do, and what, in my belief system and what Allah has called them to do, we would live in a much safer, kinder, happier, more well-rounded and fulfilled society. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want more peace? Who doesn't want people to thrive around them? It's such a beautiful thing when there is harmony. And a lot of times in society today, we have so much discord and we have so much friction, and and everything that I do, I fight against that, because I believe if we can all manifest the life that we want, and I truly believe this, if you can manifest the life that you want, if you were to wake up tomorrow and you have everything you could possibly think of desiring, who would you be? What kind of person could you become from there if you had all the tools and resources, if you had all of the self-esteem that you needed to navigate this life without doubt and without letting fear drive the ship? When we think about those children and who they grow up into being, I'm not saying that the journey is easy. I'm not saying that they didn't have to persist. I'm not saying that there wasn't challenge. One great example is how Lady Gaga was labeled something in high school, like least likely to be famous or like least memorable, something like that. They gave her this really lame award, basically for how unpopular she was. And she manifested, she changed the circumstances, and she said, I don't care. I'm famous. I'm a famous singer. I don't care what you're saying. I'm touring the world. I'm going to be the biggest of my generation. Like, I'm going to make it. And to be a child who grows up and does what they dreamt of doing as a child, you have to be able to fight that resistance. You have to be able to look at the people around you who are going to laugh in your face sometimes and be like, oh, you're just a dreamer. That'll never happen. And you have to be so stubborn. You have to have that childlike stubbornness in you if you want something. And even reflecting back onto how I was able to manifest my marriage, there were times that were challenging for me. I had to face the darkest parts of myself and really ask, like, what are we doing here? And is this serving us? And are you gonna be okay no matter what happens? Because isn't that the point? The point is to be able to navigate difficult circumstances and make yourself happy no matter how things turn out. Now, we all want to have what we want at all times. That's just not realistic. But we can have what we want most of the time, and that's the goal. And so if you are manifesting a specific person or a career or changes in your health, your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, whatever it is you're manifesting, the rules of manifestation apply to everything. There's no difference between manifesting money and manifesting relationships and manifesting health. There's no difference in using techniques for one or the other. It's all your belief. It's all your faith. It's all your understanding and your perception of the world and what you are letting slide. So I encourage you today to have the stubbornness of a child. Have the sheer belief in yourself, the outrageous belief in yourself that you can have what you want. And when the 3D, the mirror around you, starts showing you difficulty, when it starts showing you doubt and fear and uncertainty, when you hear people saying things that make you discouraged and make you feel like it's not going to happen, even if that's you manifesting your specific person and your specific person is telling you, I hate you, you don't have to accept that. You don't have to accept that circumstance. And you don't have to let that upset you, and you don't have to let that bring you down, and you don't have to let that be an excuse for you to quit. Now you can, you have free will, you have the freedom of choice, absolutely. But it's still a choice. It's a choice to let the circumstances upset you. When I was overweight, it was a choice for me to look in the mirror and talk poorly towards myself. It was a choice for me to eat junk food and then feel like garbage after eating that and shame myself and feel guilty for eating that and for not having better choices, like having made better choices. Those were all decisions that I was making over a period of time. And it wasn't until I decided on my goals. It wasn't until I decided I don't care. I don't care how much suffering I have to go through. I'm gonna get to the other side of this and I will have what I want. And I refuse to live in any reality that isn't that. And I do that to this day. That's how I maintain my health and weight loss. That's how I maintain my partnership with my husband. That's how I maintain having a positive mental health after almost 2 decades of suffering and struggling with it by my own hand. I may not have been the trigger for me to be sad in the first place, but I certainly take accountability for the fact that I kept myself in that misery. I kept myself in that deep, dark depression. I kept myself in lack and scarcity and pain and grief and fear and self-pity. And it wasn't until I was brazen enough to refuse anything that wasn't what I wanted. And it sounds selfish if you come from a people-pleasing background, and it sounds selfish if you've been told your whole life that you're not allowed to have what you want because you have to make sacrifices for others. And it sounds selfish if you have been conditioned by a culture that doesn't know how to fend for themselves without overgiving to other people or being servient of others when it comes to putting their own needs aside. And you can only put your own needs aside for so long. As a parent, you've got to understand your child does serve as a priority for you. They are a responsibility for you, but if you are not filling your own cup, if you're not eating properly and you're not hydrating and you're not getting enough sleep, you are not going to be a good parent to that child. And I know a lot of us grew up in those environments where we saw our parents get burnt out. We saw our parents struggle. We saw our parents not take care of themselves because they were too busy taking care of everybody else. And it doesn't work in the long run. And you know, most of you, my viewership, have experienced that sense of not being prioritized by others. And that's because they can't put you number one. Nobody can put you number one but you. And one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself is putting yourself number one and being stubborn with your goals. Being so stubborn. Be more stubborn. I know it's a trait that a lot of cultures look down upon, but I promise you, if you are stubborn with your desires, if you are stubborn with your self-discipline, if you are stubborn with your prayers, if you are stubborn with your adoption of a new self, you will have what you want. It is law. It is not possible to dedicate yourself to filling your cup and not have a great life. So be a little more playful. Go back to your childhood self. Please the inner girl in you. Try to satisfy her needs, make her feel safe, make her feel loved, make her feel wanted, and feed into her dreams. Tell her that her dreams can come true. Tell her that she can have what she desires. Tell her that she's worthy of that. And I promise you, your life will improve. Your relationships will improve. Your money will improve. Your health will improve. And manifestation will be easier. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited to have all of you who sign up for my course when it launches. If you have any questions about the course, you're welcome to drop them below. I will be touching on the course a little bit more in the videos to come before the launch, and then on launch day, I will be having a more relevant video related to what is going to be covered in the course and why the course has benefits that will truly make a difference in your life, will truly build you into the woman that your specific person desires. I love you all so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.